I am just an old wooden bench, weathered by time, softened by the laughter of children, and faithfully standing in the courtyard of SDN 01 Kalibaru, where every morning begins with hope. On most days, the school wakes slowly. The sun stretches its first rays across the yard. Children gather with their small bags and big dreams, and teachers prepare to guide the day. I watch it all, quietly, from my corner. But this morning was different. It began like any other. The air still cool, the sky still soft, and the children lining up for their morning activity. Some chatted with excitement, some whispered secrets, and others practiced keeping straight lines, giggling at their own wobbly steps. I listened to their voices, the kind of sounds that make an old bench like me feel alive. Until suddenly, it happened. Around 6:30 a.m., a noise that didn't belong to a peaceful school morning. The low hum of an MBG transport vehicle approached from the gate. At first, nothing seemed wrong. Just another car passing by. But then, in an instant, the sound changed. I heard the engine roar. Not steady, not controlled, but sharp, sudden, like someone had pressed the wrong pedal. A witness later said the driver might have stepped on the gas wrong. I could feel the panic forming before it even reached the children. The vehicle jerked forward, climbing a slight incline in the courtyard, moving faster, not slower. Some children turned their heads, confused. Others didn't understand what was happening at all. And then, a crash. A violent, shattering crash that tore through the calm of the morning. The impact threw small bodies to the ground. Books scattered, shoes slipped off feet, and screams filled the air, echoing off the walls of the school. In moments like these, time doesn't just slow down, it breaks. Teachers ran. Neighbors rushed from the street. A witness sprinted toward the scene, shouting for help. The driver stepped out of the vehicle, still conscious, still aware, but overwhelmed by the horror of what had just happened. Shock filled the air like smoke. I watched helplessly as the witness knelt beside the children. 4 of them were lifted onto a public transport vehicle, their small faces pale and frightened. 3 of those children had injuries to their hands and legs, painful but still able to cry, still holding on to the world. But one child was in far more serious condition. Blood seeped from his ears and nose, a sight that froze everyone around him. It is a sight no one should ever have to see. Not a teacher, not a parent, and not even an old bench like me. The courtyard, once filled with laughter, was now filled with the sound of panic, shouts for help, the trembling voices of children, and the silent, breaking hearts of adults who could do nothing but hope. All the victims were students, children who stood here with me every morning, children whose dreams and smiles have shaped my memory for years. In that moment, the world felt unbearably fragile. I have witnessed many things over my long life: storms, floods, celebrations, farewells, but nothing compares to the chaos of a morning that should have been ordinary, yet turned into a headline, a tragedy, a wound carried by an entire community. And as the sirens finally arrived, as the children were taken away for care, as teachers tried to comfort those who remained crying on the ground, I could feel the weight of the silence settling in. The wind passed through the courtyard, but even the wind refused to make a sound. Because on this morning, Kalibaru did not just lose its calm. It lost a piece of its innocence. I remain here, the old bench, the quiet witness, holding the memory of a day that began with hope, and ended with heartbreak. And every time the sun rises again, I will remember. I will always remember the morning that changed everything.